Okay, before we start, I got one thing I had to say. Fuck database. It's a fucking bad program. Man, I'm either fucking retarded or something. I don't know. Oh, this is actually recording. Hi, and welcome to the Black Mind Podcast. My name is Jeff. Hopefully you didn't hear me rant about how bad I am at database. I'm actually very good at database, he says, half lie.
Like, people from class are listening in and going, oh, man, he's shit at it? Dang.
We would have never known, considering he still hasn't
known.
Considering he's never gotten a passing grade. I mean, what?
Shit. That's fucking horrifying. that's fucking
You started this, Jeff. Just remember that. You brought this on yourself.
Yeah,
you did.
I'll keep that.
Sorry.
No.
I'm backing away, going through the door. Sorry.
No. You don't get to leave, friend. Come back here.
I didn't realize.
I can see you're doing drugs on the table. I don't care. Bye.
Josh would be the best person to be a weed guy, because he would be like, Josh, you're going to sell these drugs.
What?
No. Why? Why would I?
Josh, you're going to sell these drugs. No.
Why?
Because I told you to, Josh. Because I told you.
No.
Oh.
Hey, welcome to the Black Mind Podcast, the show where we say a lot of shit and none of it matters. My name is Jeff. This is Allan.
Sup, nerds?
Also joining me this week is Josh.
I'm here.
He's oddly here. Last week we had technical difficulties, so don't even matter.
Oh boy. Oh man, you gotta love it, eh? I'm all up for fucking Friday night. Me and Jeff are on, and Josh is like, nowhere to be found. We're like, we'll give him till fucking 11 o'clock. And then 11 o'clock rolls around, me and Jeff just logged off because we're going to bed. Then Saturday night, kind of my fault. I had planned to be home for 10 o'clock. I got home at 1 in the morning, actually.
Yeah. This is how the show works. This is how the show works, is literally something came up and nobody knew what the hell was going on. But that's over now. We're not talking about last week. We're talking about this week. And this week I have some topics I got to talk about. But before we talk about, does anyone else have something they want to talk about this week? Because I'm kind of tired.
Can I talk about?
Go for it. Go for it. Go.
I was gonna say
Go.
Canadian Post strike. Fuck the strike, because it's impeaching in on my life, and I want it to stop. Fuck the Canadian Post strike. God damn it.
That is the point of unions. They are to solve the problems, and if the union's not doing its job...
All it does, it makes the end user get pissed off at the post office and yell at the stupid fucking government. Force them to do their job. I want my fucking flat screen TV from the internet. That's all it's doing.
Why did you order
it's not
from the
solving a
internet?
problem. It's just making general people going, fuck you, I want my shit.
This is my personal opinion, because we have a post office in the store. It's very funny listening to people get angry, come over to my section, and then take it out on me. So I just have to sit there and go, I don't care. Today I got told by somebody I actually do a terrible job and I'm a terrible person, and I was like, okay. And?
Because, if the Canadian Post Office wants to be, a better, wants to look better across the board, don't, strike it out and then make it so that the post office goes to a crawl. Like, that just makes it so that everyone else in the country hates you. You make it look like you're the bad guy.
Hold up, hey, Josh. So
Like,
when did you order this flat screen TV?
No. It's not okay. So I was using that as an example, but the thing I ordered was 3 fucking Magic cards from Japan, and this is like kind of starting of their strike. And I was like, oh, I can get this shit. Should be no problem.
Josh, calm down. Deep breath. Into the nose. Into the nose.
And then,
out
but now, here's the kicker.
Stop.
Here's the fucking kicker. So it's probably in Edmonton.
Follow the breathing cycle.
It's probably in Edmonton, but it's not going to get here because they're like, oh, rolling fucking strike right in Edmonton. I'm like, fuck off. I just want my shit this week.
Breathe through the nose.
Wait, is Allan is Allan calming Josh? I thought I would never see the day.
No, here's the thing though. I've been waiting for a package from Russia and Ukraine for the past. Russia's been since the middle of September. I didn't get the tracking number until the start of October, so about a month now, I'm gonna assume. I've been waiting for a package from the Ukraine for about 2 weeks now. I don't expect to see that till maybe the end of November at the earliest.
It's actually Allan's secret agent documents. So if anyone's wondering, yes, Allan's agent in Russia.
What's really funny though, because I love the fact that Josh is talking about 3 Magic cards. I placed an order on Saturday night at 8 o'clock at night for some models from Forge World, which they have an American branch now, which cuts the mail time down to like 2 days to 4 days, compared to what it used to be, which was like 2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
because it would be coming from England. So they sent me a message on Monday night saying, yeah, the package is being sent. Monday morning saying, package is out the door. Wednesday morning, I get a text from my buddy because I sent it to his place instead of mine. I get a text message from my buddy saying, "Yep, package is in. Just picked it up." What? Yeah, package is in. Huh? Wow. Yeah. So, hey, Josh, I know your pain, but at the same time, suffer
in agony.
Here's another weird thing about this. I ordered 2 separate packages from the same place from Japan, and the one that I thought that it was going to take forever to get here gets here first. So I'm like, that's weird. But now this one that I thought, it should be pretty easy to get, I probably won't get it for another week. So fuck. Just
can I make a comment about something, please?
What?
Why are you all upset? You're not allowed to be upset.
When you get in the way of my shit, I'm pissed off. Like, come on. All I want is this dumb little parcel from the internet. Just bring it to me. Like, frick.
It could be way worse.
Yeah, it could.
Another thing I hate.
Your package could have been sent back.
Yeah.
That too. Freaking, actually the first package that got here that I thought was going to take longer still got here, because if you don't know that the Japanese postal service works a little bit weirdly, because the way their streets and numbers work are just so fucking ass backwards, because it's not 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. No, it's like, what's the first house that started up? Oh, that one? That's number 1. Okay, what's the second house that got built? That's number 2. And they're completely not in any decent order whatsoever. It's completely random. So when I'm filling out my info on this fucking website, I'm going, oh fuck, I'm from Canada. I put in my address. I think this would work. And that one still showed up. So this other one is the same situation, so it should still get here, but goddamn rolling strikes. My god, fucking.
If you can't tell, Josh is upset. It has every right to be.
Just like, we'll eventually get here, I think.
It will eventually arrive. And when it arrives, Josh will body slam the poor innocent man who did nothing wrong.
No. I'll go straight to the post office, find the head guy of the post office, and body slam him.
He's going to do a divine slam. It's going to be wonderful.
Exactly. I get the ladder. I get the ladder. I clumsily bring it through the door, and the guy's like, "Who are you? Hold on, I gotta set this up. No, wait, who are you? No, hold on, I gotta get on the top of this. Who are you?" And then I just jump.
What are you doing, Jim fucking Sterling? Oh God, I've been having gas all day, man.
I'm not gonna lie. So, I actually really want to talk about Pokemon Let's Go and how much of a fucking cop out it is.
Oh,
man!
Funny thing.
So I follow a YouTuber called Tyranitar.
Yeah.
I have never seen him mad about Pokemon. Never. Like I've seen him frustrated, where like the game gets him frustrated. But like legit, like he was decided to start streaming the new Pokemon game today, and the title of the first like section of the game is as follows. My dudes, I'm cheating already. Lol. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee walkthrough part 1. Don't judge me. This is how the big boys play the game. I've never seen him that like frustrated with that's dumb bullshit.
Pokemon has
Like,
dumb bullshit?
I mean, it usually does, but this one seems like a different strain of dumb bullshit.
It was going to be a rework. We all knew it. But it's at the same time, we're just like, holy crap, what the fuck is this? And it's meant to be like it's meant to be for like basically a bunch of kids who were like, this is your first time playing this game. It's like we experienced the same love that we had back when we first got it. But I'm like, well, then don't dumb it down. Make the game count, like how it was back in the day.
So,
yeah.
So
I think, well, the funny thing is that they're trying to appeal to a demographic that's maybe not even touched a game before, which, you know, I understand that there's a lot of people that are just never touched a game ever. And that's a lot of untapped potential. And I'm like, you know what? Sure, you can try to go after those people, but
you already have a massive core audience who is going to buy the game regardless.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, I did not buy this at all because I
haven't bought it yet. But
yeah, I don't have a Switch.
It's actually funny to like see Tyranitar Tube to like actually kind of like straight up admit that he's like, yeah, I'm cheating already, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
I was gonna say, how is he cheating? Is it just fast forward, like just giving himself good Pokemon off the bat?
I don't know, like,
because there's a more legit way of cheating, which is like, okay, you start up a new game, you get to your first Pokemon Center, and then you go, okay, let me go back to my previous Pokemon game I played. I'll just trade it to my trainer now to the other game I just started. So therefore, I just have like right off the bat low Pokemon that are just really fucking good, and then you just go from there. So you're set. You're just like, whatever, just level up, kill everything in one go, and keep going. I mean, that's what I usually do.
I actually might pick up Battlefield V, but I'm kind of curious in order to see what happens.
Oh, you got Battlefield V?
I kind of want to pick up Battlefield V.
You're going to pick up Battlefield V. So when you pick it up, you have to we have to hear you talk about it.
Well, I picked up Call of Duty.
I don't think I'm getting it.
Well, you're a smart person. I also was trying to look up Let's Go Pikachu, and the user general score is 4.8.
Is that on Metacritic?
Yeah, this is on Metacritic. So, no. This is terrible. Where do I even begin? Well, let's start with the biggest problem with this game. It's full-price Switch game, and how little content. A Kanto rehash for $60 USD.
Yep.
I might as well just play Fire Red and Leaf Green or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Now, those games itself, as for those games itself, oh my god almighty, it carries the flaws of the Game Freak never bothered to fix. Thanks, Masuda. While taking out features, the game keeps the nature system, well, it retcons the abilities and hold items, takes out a lot of the attacks, notably Dragon Dance. So, like, it's a
really dumbed down version.
Yeah, and Battlefield V, in comparison, is sitting at a 5.1, and like the
entire
5.1 5.1 out of 10 on Metacritic.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what I was wondering. It's like,
So you can tell the people who actually played the game because they're like this is the best Battlefield game, huge improvement over Battlefield 1, which is raging inducing. This game being back more strategic and squad based needs UI improvements, but that is coming. A completely new experience in terms of gameplay. You can choose how your character looks, so you don't have to play as a black woman, as an ally of Malik. You can easily choose. So like you can tell the ones that are like a little bit like issue, like people leaving the fucking reviews, even if it's obvious they don't even know nothing about the game, has been fun and stuff like that. But like people are like going off on this like crazy, man. I don't know. It's not like the game I'm actually kind of curious about that EA has, which is like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of curious about Anthem. I'm kind of curious about it.
Like, the AAA market they gotta stop sucking their own dick.
I think that part of me
listen to their communities.
I think that it depends. I want to see a more extensive gameplays before I decide to pick up Battlefield V.
I might pick up Battlefield V if it was for. I don't like.
It is for the computer.
If it is, it's only on the fucking DICE program.
Origin, yeah. But like
I'm very worried that I'm actually like, the more I look at Origin, the more I'm like, that's the sketchiest fucking bullshit ever.
The only reason why I kind of don't want to like install Pokemon. The only reason why I kind of don't want to download a game is I don't want to give EA my money. So it's like
that's a fair one.
Like I'm really fed up with the way that they marketed a lot of their things, and like I don't have anything. Okay, a lot of people sit there and ask what do I have against BioWare and stuff like that, and it's not that I hate BioWare; it's that I hate EA, and my hatred of EA gets in the way of my criticism sometimes. But like, I don't like the way they market games. I don't.
Yep.
And I don't like it when they sit there and they say something retarded like, well, the single-player game is dead. Well, you made some of the best single-player content ever as a company, and then you sit there and you say the single-player game is dead. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
And then they sit there and they're like, well, the solely single-player game is dead. And then you have people sitting there going, well, they're right. And it's like, no, they're not. They're not right.
I have a feeling
a good example, Doom,
the game that everyone loves and basically should not have a multiplayer component.
Which is why I'm happy about Doom 2, Doom 2019. I think it's coming out next year, right?
You're talking about Doom Eternal.
Yes, Doom Eternal 2019.
Yes.
And I don't think it's gonna have fucking
multiplayer. It might.
Multiplayer. I would be surprised if it did. I would actually be genuinely surprised.
The problem that I have with EA right now is like, and like, I want to say this about BioWare because I feel like I've been like very hot and cold on them as a company as of late. I'm a little bit scared for BioWare right now, and I don't want them to go away. I don't really want them to die if they die, but like, I don't think Anthem's going to do well. I think it's going to sell. I was talking to somebody about it today. Now I have to edit something out. And he basically sat there and he said, oh no, it will sell 3.5 million and then it will pick up sales as it goes, but it won't make its money back. And I was like, oh, it's a very interesting perspective.
That is actually something that I would be a bit more worried about. Is the fact of it doesn't recover its sales, and that's the big determining part, in my opinion, for a lot of games. Because, like some games that, like an example, like Stellaris in Hearts of Iron, Europa, Universalis Europa, and Crusader Kings.
Yeah,
these games make back their things, and they're regularly releasing like patches and like paid DLC content. Like a good example right now for Hearts of Iron 4, which is a game that I play kind of on like on and off times because I like put my historical like grand strategy games. They have their next pack that's coming out called Man the Guns. And the first time I think we got told about Man the Guns was I think back in March this year.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been like, yeah, no, we're doing a new tech tree for Belgium. We're doing a new tech tree for England. We're doing a new focus tree for the United States. We're rebalancing this. We're rebalancing this. And they're like, no, like if you're gonna pay for this content, which all their big DLCs, like a good example, Death of Dishonor, which had five new countries in it, which were Romania, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and Yugoslavia. Czechoslovakia, sorry, only 4 games, only 4 regions, and they rebalanced. I think they rebalanced a bit of the tech trees for some of the other ones, and that was only $10, or it was only like $15 at the time. Wake the Tiger, which is the next one that came out with like 20 new, like 10 or 12 new fucking focus trees. All in China, they rebalanced the Chinese tech tree. They rebalanced the German focus tree. And it's just like, yeah, no, this is the reason why. Like, this is the reason why this one's cost so much, because a good example, they modified again the German tech tree, or the German focus tree, which is like, hey, do you want to play as Nazi Germany, or do you want to play as Imperial Germany? Do you want to play as Democratic Germany? Well, you're gonna have to start off as a civil war, but that's in the focus tree, and now you can do it. Which we're all like, oh, that's awesome, cool, nice, yeah, man, awesome. They put in a bunch of the new Chinese routes, which you can go to like Chinese Republic, Communist Russia, Communist China, and a bunch of other like subsidiary states. They rebalanced. They put in decisions. They reworked the power command. They put in scavenging equipment from the battlefield and volunteer air corps and stuff like that. And it was like, yeah, this works. And it's currently $22. And I think it's been $22. This one I'm actually like really excited for, because they're like, yeah, no, we're reworking the American tree. We're reworking the British tree. We're working all this. We're reworking how the naval combat works. We're putting in the Belgian and Dutch tech trees. We're rebalancing the some tech. We're putting in the new the possibility of releasing old states like Egypt, Iraq, Afghanistan, and like all these other countries and stuff like that, to allow you to, like, well, if you want to play this country, there's now the possibility of you actually being able to do it fairly easily. And I'm like, this is great. This is awesome. Let's do this. And they polish all their stuff off, and that's the thing. Every time these things come out, they don't always come out like fantastic reviews. Like a good example, Death or Dishonor, I think, when it initially came. Yeah, Death of Dishonor, it has an all-time review of 52%. Wake the Tiger has a mostly positive review with a very positive review most recently.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why this is because they work. There's also Together in Victory, which came out with all the tech trees for the Commonwealth countries and stuff like that. That's another one, a good example. And how they work the autonomy system. They've done 3 expansions. All of them are varying from range from like Victory Together was at $16 at release. Wake the Tiger, I think, was $22 at release, and Death and Dishonor, I think, was always $10 at release. The game initially at launch when I got it was $60, plus I got a expanded version, which was an extra $20 on top of that. So I paid $80. So in total, I think I've put $150 into this game.
That's a lot of money.
I fucking think it's worth it. Another game that's a good example from the same company is Stellaris. If I can find it. I don't have it installed on this one. No, I do actually have it installed on this one. So far, the game went on release. I bought it for $60. I didn't buy it. I bought the Nova Edition. So again, I spent $80 on release.
Because you're a smart individual and spent all his money.
I bought the soundtrack because I loved the soundtrack. That was $7 at release. I bought the Plantoid species. I bought Humanoid species. I've bought Leviathan Story Pack, Synthetic Dawn, Dozen Stars Story Pack, Utopia, Apocalypse. I've dropped, I think, probably $200 on this game. And I've played roughly 115 hours in Stellaris and almost 100 hours in Hearts of Iron. But that's also because I don't get to play it very often. So, like, over the summers, like, I get no gameplay time. During the winter, I build that up.
Yep.
I know a guy who has Stellaris. He has almost 1,000 hours in it. He's like, no. Like, I've bought every expansion. It's worth it. And I completely agree. If the game is done, if the game is put out well, managed well, they talk to the community, they manage themselves really well. Like, a lot of people get, like, pissy with, Paradox Interactive, which is the company that makes those two games.
Mm-hmm.
They have their community boards, like, they put up they talk like, yeah, this is the update we're working on. This is the next big set. So we'll go through, like, the big things that we're changing. People will be like, well, I like the old system over this. I like the new system over this. Like, they can, like, before the first big game, like, after, like, the first year, they completely reworked how Stellaris worked because people were like, it's too easy to game. It doesn't have any end game content. So all the big, like, expansion packs that I talked about, like Apocalypse, the Leviathan storyline, the soon to release Megacorps, Utopia, those are all late game DLCs. They're meant for the long term game. Apocalypse is basically like, I get planet killing weapons. Utopia is I get to make Dyson spheres and ring worlds and massive planetary complexes of, like, stuff like giant space stations. Leviathan is like, hey, there's these giant space monsters out in the galaxy. Let's go fight them. And they've reworked how the resource system works. They reworked how, like, money and, like, diplomacy works from how it initially was released. And it's been like, after that, they've been like, go, you're solid. And you gotta remember, this game is only 2 years old. It came out on May 9th, 2016. It came out, I think, a week before Doom. And that's how you can tell that this content is still good, because people are still not just playing it, but playing it in large numbers. Same with Hearts of Iron, which is a game. Yeah, I keep going back between these two because these are the two I played. But the thing is like, Hearts of Iron has a little bit less to go off of because, like, a lot of people are like, well, these were old mechanics back in the old game. And it's like, while true, the reason why we put the mechanics back into this, haven't put the mechanics back to this game, is because we figured on release it might have been too front heavy, and we're trying to make sure we don't break the game when we put out content related to each content patch. So what they're trying to do is, like, as they insert new products and stuff into the game, they're putting in, like, here's we're fixing the naval combat system. Hey guys, so don't worry, all the content related to this patch is going to be related to naval warfare, such as, like, England's rework for the tech tree and stuff like that. And it's just like, yes, that's good, that's awesome. That's the reason why it's making their money back is important. But if you're gonna do it fucking shitty, you know, like how EA does it.
Yeah, EA is kind of like a bad company.
To get completely get everything unlocked in Battlefield 2. What Battlefront 2? What was it? 1,000. What was it, 1,000 hours or 120 hours, or like $1,200?
In order to get everything unlocked in Battlefront 2, let's look this up. Let's be honest. This wasn't just EA. This was like, it might take over a year in order to lock Battlefront 2. A year. And it would take $2,100 in order to unlock everything. Or 4,528 hours to be precise.
Fuck.
So
yeah, that is bad gameplay.
No, that's bad design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's related to the mechanic of like unlocking characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is.
And personally, it's the main reason why I've kind of like I'm excited for Red Alert and Command & Conquer getting remastered. I'm a little excited for it. It's a bit of a reason why I'm also very tentative about it. Because if it's just updated to 4K quality, I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
If it's actually like what they're doing with Warcraft, which is like, oh yeah, we're remaking the models, we're putting out new like designs, we're remastering all the cutscenes and making it like up to date. We're making the models look just fucking drop dead gorgeous. You're gonna get both games in this reforging. Fuck, if they do like that, fuck, you have my money. I would prefer them to remaster Command & Conquer Tiberian Sun and Tiberium Twilight, or not Twilight. It's the expansion to Tiberian Sun, as well as Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge, because those would be good games to remaster as well, because they were really, really good games. You don't even you could even go out and see if you can get some of the old actors to come back and rehash their parts as characters again, and we'll put it in 4K videos.
Oh yeah,
because you got to remember all the cutscenes in Tiberium Sun and Red Alert 2, they were all live acted scenes.
Oh
they
yeah,
were they were little movies. I was like, there's no other game that's been out since those games came out that has done that.
And done it well.
No,
mean,
it's not even the fact of done it well. It's just legit done it at all. Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 and Red Alert.
I mean, there's other games that had FMVs.
Twilight and stuff well, I don't think so. Not many.
Yeah. I mean, there's point-and-click adventure games from the DOS era. There's
but that's what I mean. Since not around the point-and-click era, because remember the point-and-click era happened before Red Alert, Command & Conquer, and Tiberian Sun and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I said. I said since or during the time. And
okay.
A good example being, again, when Red Alert 3 came out, they had live-action scenes. When Tiberium Wars and Tiberium Twilight, they had live-action cutscenes, where they were filmed in a studio. Command & Conquer Generals and Generals 2, I can't remember what the name of that one. They had live-action cutscenes too. It's this is actually really cool.
Yeah,
it's a novel little thing.
Novel little thing. It's a cute little thing there. Let me tell you about how cute this is.
But at the same time, but that's the thing is I'm a little iffy about Command & Conquer remastering and stuff like that. That's the thing with me with EA right now, because that's a product that EA owns. And I'm as much as I love my Tiberium Sun, because that's one of my favorite games of all time, I don't talk about it much because I can't play it anymore. Can't put it on any system anymore. It doesn't work.
Thanks, NVIDIA.
No, it's not that. It's just because of how the old graphics are. They don't work with the new monitors.
Thanks, DirectX.
Maybe. It might be Direct.
It is DirectX, so it's Microsoft.
Oh,
Thanks,
actually, I just remembered
Microsoft.
something. Speak about video bullshit. You know that graphics card / monitor flickering issue I have?
Yeah, you figured it out.
It turns out the ports still worked. Is just the fucking, you need to switch something in the computer just so doesn't look like it's broken. So it's that's probably what happened. It wasn't broken. It was just when the computer booted, it just fucked up somehow or something. So it still works, that port. That means I can get some good monitors when Boxing Day happens, hopefully.
So Josh is going to get more monitors.
I need them because I'm well, fuck. If every time I get a new graphics card and they don't have the ports I need, guess what? I need new monitors.
Thanks, NVIDIA.
Thanks for future-proofing your shit. That means I actively have to get the new shit.
Thanks, Nvidia.
That sounds less like a problem.
Yeah.
More like
this is a want, not a need.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, no. If he can't actually run his games, that is kind of a problem. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, it's not a bad problem because it's like, hey, I get to go get new monitors.
Oh yeah. Well, another thing that sucks is that I'm still actively poor, so I'm like, I have to squirrel money like I can't, for no fucking tomorrow. Just all the money I see is just, oh no, it's in my cheeks, or nope, in my cheeks. Hey, you want to go out sober? Nope. Where's the money?
I'm gonna
in my cheeks.
Squirrel it away.
It's in my cheeks. Your mouth? No, my butt.
That's a fair. No, like personally to me, it's not that I don't disagree necessarily. I do agree with you to a point there, Josh, but at the same time, there is like, okay, with the remasterings and things that have been recently coming out, and I do kind of have to agree with what one person said, that it feels like it's a nostalgia trip, kind of like budget kicking. But at the same time, these games were hard at the time. They might not be hard anymore because we're like cognitively fucking capable. But at the same time, it's like they were hard. They have a nostalgia feeling behind them. They had a lot of like fun little things about it. Like, good example, Tiberium War. You played as a fucking terrorist cell as one of the campaigns. You had 2 full 30 chapter missions per campaign for fucking Nod, the Brotherhood of Nod, and GDI. And then we got an expansion pack after that, adding another campaign of 20 each. And Nod, straight up, you see them break the Geneva Convention constantly. They use terrorist tactics. They break the law. They're a cult. You're like, I'm playing the bad guys, and I fucking love it. And even with Tiberium Wars, which is number 3, that came out 10 years later, it was still I'm playing the bad guys. Oh no.
I should be sad, but I'm not. That was little wee Allan back in the day.
Yep.
His dad was probably sitting there looking at you, being like, "Wow, I can't believe I let my son play this game."
I actually, now I'm kind of wondering, what was the moment that your parents, you're playing a video game and just so happen to walk into the room and it's just a bad moment?
That's 3
just
sex
something
scene.
a sex scene, or just oh no, the character's getting disembodied at this moment, but they don't understand the implications of this. Oh shit!
The worst one is I was watching Game of Thrones, and I was watching the Snake of Dorne get his head crushed, and my mom looked over my shoulder, saw this happening. Was like, "Why are you watching this horrifying show?" And I'm watching this with Rory. We're having full-on conversation. I'm like, oh, well, there goes my favorite character. I'm suddenly jaded again because all my favorite characters have died in that show. I just don't care. I just want to see Jon Snow take the throne, Daenerys get fucking murked, the Frost King actually get just straight up fucking annihilated. All this stuff. But I'm jaded and I don't really care anymore. I won't get anything out of this anymore.
Because you're a terrible person and you realize that moment?
Kind of.
My worst moment was the Mass Effect 3 sex scene.
They walked in during that. That's great.
Wait. Which sex scene? Because there's 3 of them.
I was raising soldiers' morals. So I was the gay one.
Which one?
You were banging Cortez. Fuck. Oh, that's great. I know exactly what sex scene you're talking about. I got lucky. I hooked back up with Laurel.
Look, man, if you could bang the Prothean, I would.
I think I kept consistent with. Well, no, I didn't keep consistent because in the second game you can fuck more chicks. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm going with the girl I always thought was interesting was
Tally.
Tally? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I think you, me, and every other person, the moment we found out that Tally was an option, we were like, that's a choice.
Yeah. The only thing that only thing that sucks in that entire the only thing that sucks in that entire series was like I kind of wish they went full on with it, and it's like, no, you can fuck a fucking you can fuck what's his name, the frog people. Like I'm blanking on it so hard. No, oh yeah, I want to fuck them, but then I also want to fuck the giant. The Krogans. I want to fuck the Krogans, and then I also want to fuck what the hell's Garrus's race? Is that
Tarians?
Torian? You mean Torians?
Turian? Torians?
Torians, which which I hate to break to you, you can in Mass Effect 3.
Woo!
And Mass Effect, as well as Mass Effect Andromeda. As much as I like to shit on that game for being like a very bland and boring story, and there's like plot holes all throughout the thing, it did introduce, like, again, a good example. But like, they had some really cool characters. I love the fucking Torian fucking smuggler. I fucking loved her. I loved the Doc. I loved the fucking Krogan. I love the black guy on the crew too, because, like, again, a good example. There's a scene where him and Janice, the new alien species guy that you meet, like, take onto your crew, where him and that guy are just standing there naked, asking questions about each other's cultures, like, hey, what is this? And your character's just standing at the door, like, what the fuck am I witnessing? I'm your commanding officer. And, like, the dudes, both dudes are just standing there. Like, initially when I saw the scene, I was like, oh, they're just wearing their boxers. And then the alien, like, after I make the comments, like, oh, is this not sanctioned? It's like, it was. Yeah, it was. And, like, isn't it, boss? It's like, I didn't think you were doing this. And, like, oh, I'm going to leave now. And the alien walks out past you. And it was at that moment you catch the glimpse of, those are alien ass cheeks. Oh my God, they're both naked behind that counter. And I was just like, holy shit, that went for a turn that I was not expecting. But at the same time, like, they had some fun characters, but the game suffered from, bad animations, plot holes related to the main game.
Of course it did. I mean, everyone saw them. Everyone.
And the fact that two of the big races weren't a thing in the game either, which bothered the hell out of us, because, like, we were like, where are the Quarians?
Yep.
Where are the Quarians? And it's like, oh, they're on the next arc with the Voldus, the mammoth-like guys, and the Hanar. And I'm like, fuck, seriously? And it's like, because that was supposed to be the first DLC, was the Quarian ship shows up. That was supposed to be the next DLC, was that story arc for them. But the game did so poorly because it was a bad story, bad stuff like that. Again, EA.
Yep.
Actually,
hey, me and my buddy had the gun, and they're like, "Oh,
me and my buddy actually talked quite a bit about this. Dragon Age should be the Edmonton studio, and apparently Mass Effect is being moved down to their Texas branch. I think their branch is down in Texas or Nevada. I'm not sure, but they have a Mass Effect. BioWare has a branch down in, like, the States as well, and apparently that's the one that's working on Anthem right now. Whereas Edmonton is going to be focusing on, like, it's going to be focusing on the flagship game of what is now Dragon Age. So, I don't know. At the same time, I'm not super upset because, like, again, at this point with EA, I'm just kind of like,
I have to say, like, I'm pretty sure this is more either BioWare's problem or whatever when they're producing the series, but the first red flag for the series was it was like when 3 was just coming out. or it was like in the few months that came out, and they announced their DLC was getting the extra character that was one of the pre-races, the races you were learning about in the first game, that are like, oh, they had this high technology and they all died for some reason. Weird. And you can get to have that guy on your fucking team, but he was DLC. And it's like, wait, hold on. The most important thing about the story of the game is about learning about these people. And the first fucking game, you shove it as DLC? What?
Actually,
why isn't he like the most important thing? Like,
actually, no. I can understand why that would happen, because apparently what happened was during the launch of the game, somebody leaked the ending where it was you worked as resources gathering everybody to you and stuff like that, and then going off like how I made my predictions, where you go off and formed alliances and you stood against the Reapers in the end, and somebody accidentally made a joke about it offhandedly at one of the meetings, and BioWare panicked. Not BioWare, EA panicked. They're like, we don't want the people to guess this, and so like they're like, okay, well, we'll rework the game. And that's the reason why we ended up getting the 4-option ending, which is, synthesize, control, destroy, or walk away. And by the way, I follow a guy on YouTube called Space Talk, and he makes a fucking valid point for destroy that I never thought about. So I'm actually going to go back and play these games here, probably next week or so, and do the destroy option, because it's the only choice.
Yeah. Well, another point I want to point out about it was they kept flip-flopping writers. So I'm like, well, if they didn't flip-flop writers, I bet that character from the race you were learning about in the first game would definitely be in that third game as a mainstay, because Jesus.
Well,
he's the most important character too.
Well, that's the thing is when after he got DLC'd in, it was like, yeah, no, it's actually like a really big plot point, because with his DLC came the Leviathan DLC, which is also like the very first race. Like the people who found, that ended up creating the Reapers is, Harbinger's, as we all know, the original
Reaper,
one of the original Reapers. I think is he the original Reaper, or is he one of the?
He's one of the originals.
Yeah, in the DLC, you go to a planet, you find one of the original Leviathan, like the creatures that created the Reapers, and you convince him to come out and help the galaxy. Because it's just and I'm just like, that's a really cool moment, and it's related to the precursor stuff and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's actually solid. I'm not even mad about that. That's actually like pretty good work. Too bad it took a DLC for us to get us this, but hey, I'm not too super upset about it, because the DLC works for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. For the most part. A lot of people actually give that DLC a lot of praise, because it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I never played that DLC.
I have to go back and play it, and I think that will be the thing that makes my decision even more so to the fact of destroy, because when I played Mass Effect 3, and here, by the way, my girlfriend got killed. I hate myself because Tali I went to go save her, and she committed suicide after the Quarian fleet killed itself, and I was just like, oh, this hurts. No.
So that was the point that made me hate Mass Effect 3.
What, Tali killing herself?
Yep. I was like, why did you have Tali kill herself?
Because actually, believe it or not, I actually found out why it happened. So in number 2, if you don't get the Quarians to back you up, you don't get to where they basically reprogram all the religious Geth that are yeah, we'll serve the Reapers because there are gods and stuff like that. If you when you're getting that's one way that gives you 2 points to getting the Geth and the Quarians to work together. Another 2 is to help Tali on her quest, but you need 5 to make sure Tali survives. Mind you, Legion, no matter what you're gonna do, Legion's gonna die. That was a non-option. That was actually no, Legion dies. If you want the Geth on your side, Legion dies. But the way to get Tali to join you is when you talk to before you go to deal with her, like her father's failed experiment with the Geth and stuff like that on that one arc ship. You talk to the council members of the Orions, and one of them will like straight up mention it's like, yeah, no, I commissioned him to do it. And once you talk with her, it's like, yeah, no, when we come back from this job and we fix all this mess, can you step forward and defend Tali's defend Tali's place back in society? And she'll do it, which puts you up to 5, which saves Tali. All these actions, what happens at the end of that story arc is all determined in Mass Effect 2.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
that's the reason why that game's so good.
Well, that's the thing is like Mass Effect 3 isn't a bad game. It's actually a pretty good game.
Like don't anyone who's listening to this and thinks that like we hate Mass Effect 2 is like fucking wrong, man.
Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 1. They're all good games.
Can I sit here and summarize like what I recently like was thinking about Mass Effect 3? That game is pretty much the first original trilogy of Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Because and like I mean that in the highest praise imaginable, because like literally like I cannot think of a single piece of sci-fi that has done better, that has made me more interested in space than Mass Effect.
For me, it would be Star Wars or Wing.
I know. But like, what I mean is like, think about modern sci-fi.
Yeah. No, I mean like that's good example. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. In an example of modern sci-fi that makes you the most excited about space, that would be Mass Effect, and that would be for me too.
Like if
of
Star Trek.
No, actually, Star Trek doesn't count as modern sci-fi anymore.
Yeah, sadly.
There hasn't, like, when Mass Effect 1 came out, they were on Star Trek Enterprise, and that series ended when Mass Effect came out. And the thing is Mass Effect was a different style of sci-fi. It was more
of like you can make mistakes.
Yeah. And actually, somebody pointed this out. Again, Space Dogs. This is the reason why I actually want to go back and replay Mass Effect and commit myself to the destroy option, because like I kind of actually have to agree with it now. The destroy option is the game series has always been about making the tough choices. Always. Mm-hmm. Where it's sending Doc to his death when he wants to save the Krogans, when you need to send someone to their death when they're doing their on Mass Effect 2's final run, where you're like, well, somebody has to do this, and if you choose wrong, somebody dies. If you send, if you commit, like, and the thing is like, this is how he brought it down to, is like, yeah, even if you don't get the Quarians and you only get the Geth in the situation, the Geth want to be sentient creatures in the universe, and they must be prepared to give it all to save the galaxy. And that's the point of that statement, is if the Geth were there, if Legion was there, Legion would tell you, destroy. Because it's the only option that makes sense. And it's a tough choice, because you have to destroy this new allied race that you just created. This new sentient life forms that are like, they want to have their stake in the galaxy. And if they are going to have their stake in the galaxy, they have to be like prepared to die for it. I'll get the video for you too, because it's actually like really good. Like it's, I 100% agree with it. It's like, damn. But at the same time, like I bitched out. I will straight up admit, in my first playthrough, I bitched out with the idea of how the games went. I straight up bitched out with what's it called? The Josh or Jeff, are you okay? Oh. There we go. Hello? Uh-oh. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We had a bit of a disconnect on our part. We're using a Discord chat room to like help us like talk, and everything just went dead silent. We were all talking, and all of a sudden, like Jeff's like, "You guys hear me?" And we were like, "I'm like, wait, anybody hear me?" And I said it out loud, and then I'm like, shit, I typed it in the chat. And then Josh is like, oh no.
Oh,
So
bad.
I talked for like a solid 2 minutes there about Mass Effect 3 and like the ending and stuff like that. And that's what I just posted in the chat. Like you can watch that video after. Agree or disagree depending on how you want to do it.
It's not indoctrination theory, thus the true ending is not revealed.
Yeah. But the thing is,
So funny thing is that dropout wasn't only us.
yeah,
it also happened.
Must have been Discord. Must have been a glitch in the Discord server. That means.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
you know what? It's gonna happen from time to time. So I'm not even like super upset about that. It wasn't even like it was not very long either. It was like
all 5 seconds.
A minute maybe.
A couple of seconds, but that's enough to be like, what's happening? What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh no, guys! Ah! But that's the thing is, like, we're gonna jump back on topic. Josh, I assume you played Mass Effect, right?
I played it all the way up till 3, got about, I think, 2/3 of the way there, and stopped entirely.
That's fair. I actually...
Yeah.
but that's the thing. It's like, at least you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Half the time we talk about about games, you don't know what the fuck is going on. It's actually pretty fun.
Well, you talk about some sort of tabletop thing, and then I'm like, well, it's just like me talking about Magic. It's like, oh no, you just zoom out and just not pay attention.
That's Jeff that's when Jeff zooms out. That's when it's Magic because he doesn't.
Oh no, let's talk about graphics cards. Oh no,
that's time for me and you to zoom out. Let's talk about.
Does somebody say PC hardware? Let's talk PC hardware. I can talk PC hardware.
Josh. Yeah, but that's the thing.
I will move you,
bitch.
No, that's you saying that to me.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect.
It wasn't
2,
a bad game.
None of them were like, in my opinion, as much as I like. To me, Mass Effect 2 is the most solid game in the series. Mass Effect 3 is a close second, and even with the ending, like I know a lot of people complain about the ending and stuff like that. I'm not as mad about it because I'm a little bit more forgiving with it because I was like, now I can see what they're going for. But Mass Effect 1 being the weakest, but it was also the first try into the series, and it had this. In my opinion, Mass Effect 2 had the most solid story. Mass Effect 3 and 1 were on par for story. Mass Effect 2 had the best gameplay, with 3 being second and Mass Effect 1 being last, because God, we don't talk about Mass Effect 1's gameplay.
Hey, it's good.
Yeah, it's fine.
The shooting mechanics were horrible. You have to admit.
Yeah, they're not the greatest. Although I did like modifying the shotgun like crazy.
That was the great thing about Mass Effect 1 was how you could modify all your guns. But
I mean, the shotgun was the best weapon in that game.
The fucking the other thing that again, but at the same time, Mass Effect 1 had the best opening to get the game. Mass Effect 1 had the best, in my opinion, best like dialogue options and like story development to the game series. And Mass Effect 1 trumps all of them with the fact of like, even though like we still have like a solid mystery in 2 and 3. Mass Effect 1 mystery is just fucking peste de resistance. But
they're not trolling the viewer as much as they are in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like they're trying to be like fairly open with everyone so that like people aren't getting like screwed over by like, oh, I don't understand how this works. And like as much as I enjoy, I won't lie, like I love me my Mass Effect 2. I love me my Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 1, for me, and I will not lie, was my real first RPG. And it holds a very dear place in me. I don't count Pokemon as a true RPG because it's a team-building RPG.
I mean, it's still an RPG, but
Yeah, it's not like I don't disagree. It's just like
Final Fantasy X.
I know somebody who actually had that as their first DLC.
Yeah, DLC. Yeah, totally.
As their first fucking RPG, and they nearly fucking quit RPGs in general. Like straight up, they were like,
To be fair, it was more of like me and my brother, or my brother kind of discussing like how kind of stupid and crazy it is. And I'm going, yeah, I know. I like to see how this ends because it's so fucking stupid and crazy.
Actually, that's the thing. The story for fucking 10 wasn't bad. Gameplay was bad.
No, I know. It's like the best gameplay and the best of this and the best of that, but it's like the story was like, what?
No, the story wasn't bad either. It was actually a very straightforward story. Like it actually, like again, compared to fucking other fucking Final Fantasy games, it was actually surprisingly straightforward.
Oh yeah. Although once it start revealing story plots, you're like, I guess this is happening.
Yeah. But the thing
I guess this makes sense at this point in time, even though it shouldn't.
Yeah. I'm in a dream within a dream. Okay, fine, whatever.
Oh, hi, Kingdom Hearts. But the thing is, the thing that I mean is the thing that nearly turned this person away from this game. And I have to agree with them. Is the level up mechanics. Do you not remember?
The sphere grid.
Yeah. We're talking about Final Fantasy.
Because it's so goddamn linear. You think, I'm gonna go all over the place. Nah, they tricked you. They tricked you fucking hard.
They grabbed you by the ball sack and they were like, you wanted to go there? Nah. I actually know somebody who got all the sphere grids unlocked for all the characters. And like they understood how to work the sphere grid. I was like, I'm not even mad about this because like that was the reason why I like understood the sphere grid is because I had the game when I got to play the game. It was like a year after it came out. The guy had like played it to fucking masterful completion, and he taught me how the sphere grid, and that was the thing that saved me. But Mass Effect will always hold more dear to me because it is, in my opinion, a better RPG, but it's a Western RPG.
Yeah, because it's superior.
Depends. What are you looking for?
Yeah, in my opinion, JRPGs are not a bad thing, but the problem is JRPGs have a different appeal. I'll go with that because that's the one that makes the most sense.
Does it?
Yeah. Well, think about it. Like, how many JRPGs do you know that are like, here's your story. Just go fucking nuts, like Skyrim.
That's a good point.
How many JRPGs do you know that actually have like aren't just super blown over the top within 10 minutes?
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect is not a
JRPG. Not a lot. I mean, actually, no. Final Fantasy 15 is not overblown.
Okay, that one I can agree with. Actually, that's a fair point. I'm not even mad about that one. That was like a solid fucking yeah.
Okay.
I
can agree with this.
Actually, I'm thinking right now. I'm like, man, what JRPG could be like? I've played remotely that I consider not overblown. I think Joan of Arc for the PSP. Like, I'm sure it's crazy. It's still crazy and still maybe overblown, but it's like there's a plot point where your main character dies, like Joan of Arc would die, and then it's like your game still continues. It's like this kind of nuts.
That's metal.
Yeah,
well, that's pretty metal.
If Joan of Arc, if I remember correctly, is the one that's actually kind of historically accurate.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like it's kind of, but it's still JRPG. Like you have a fucking lion knight. You have a dude lion on your team doing fucking knight shit. So it's like, of course, whatever. It's JRPG.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like you're prepared to accept that with JRPGs. Like they're fun. They're not like, oh, here's like, oh, this is a topic or the thing. It's like, no, it's a JRPG. You accept it because it's a JRPG. You're not like, oh, this took me out of the stuff like that. No, it's just a JRPG.
It's a JRPG. What did you expect from it? Oh.
Actually, another game that a good example of a Western RPG that doesn't fucking. Like, I can't think of any good. Okay, actually, no, I can't think of one RPG that actually kind of like Western RPG that kind of grabs you by the nuts, fucking shakes your chest and throws you into the game, and then it slows down. And that is Borderlands. That's the only game I can think of.
But Borderlands isn't what I would call a good... Well, actually, no. I wouldn't call it a good franchise. I would call it a good game. I wouldn't call it a good franchise.
Oh, no. I meant like... I will say it's a good franchise. It does have some concerns.
I mean,
it has some
you and
problems.
me.
It has some problems. It has some good moments. But the problem is oh yeah.
I mean, I still need to play through most of Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the reason why I don't comment a lot about it, because everyone's like, oh my god, you haven't played Borderlands 2? And it's like, no, that's the reason why I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But like, the thing I don't like about Borderlands 2 is I don't like the fact that, like, the gunplay just seemed different. And it wasn't, like, good gunplay. It was like, oh, we're doing this now. Okay. Like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, it's not, again, in my opinion, how Western RPGs and JRPGs differ is JRPGs are more like cinematic stories with, like, you follow the linear plot, you might do some side quests here and there. They're not huge, like, spanning side quests. Most Western RPGs, they do have they do have, like, their main plot point. Good example, Skyrim. Is a really good example. Same with Oblivion. But here's the big but. With the freedom of Skyrim comes the problem of direction. And that's the reason why Skyrim has so many people, like how many hours you have built into Skyrim. You're not, like, going around and grinding to get leveled up, beat the next area in the story. You're just kind of just wandering around and having fun.
Can I talk about something that I feel like would apply to this scenario recently?
Go for it.
Okay, so I recently was playing through Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, like, that game seems like a Japanese take on, like, game design. Like, really hardcore Western.
Yeah, it's surprise. Like,
it does things where it's like you're sitting there and you're like, I don't understand why they would do this. And then you're like, why would they do this? And then you get up to a point and you're like, oh, that's why they're doing this. Like, one of the major things is, like, I recently got the Master Sword, and it's like everyone I've been talking to about that game is like, you need 13 hearts in order to get the Master Sword. You need 13 hearts to get the Master Sword. Like, I'll sit there and mention, like, yeah, like, I don't have the Master Sword yet. And they'll be like, you need 13 hearts to get the Master Sword. I'm like, God damn it, shut the fuck up. I don't care. Don't tell me this.
I know.
Yeah. And so,
but at the same time, you're like, no, I understand why.
Yeah. So literally, the way that they do, like, you get the Master Sword and stuff like that is literally you pull it out, and then, like, you're pulling it out, and they're like, okay, Link's gonna pull it out now, and everything's gonna be fine. You pull it out, and then it starts draining your health.
Yep.
And
you're like, oh shit.
And the Deku is just sitting there being like, oh well, you're doing a fine job there. Like, oh, thanks, Deku.
Thanks, you freaking lazy douche.
It's a giant tree. What do you expect?
Yeah. Fucking help me. Well, Russell, acorn. It's right in the head.
No, it's not an acorn.
It's my ball. It's my ball.
No, it's his poop.
Oh yeah.
That's not, like, those little, like, Todoroki seeds you collect. Those things.
Yeah, they're.
You go around the world and you find them. They give you a little piece of poop.
Yep.
And if you find all of them, he gives you a golden poop.
Yep. You get the golden.
Too bad you can't. I really like it if the game was like, okay, you got all this garbage, you got the golden poop, it does nothing, but there is an Easter egg for it. Go find it. I don't just want that. I just want another thing.
I'm done. Thank you. Goodbye.
I just want another thing on top of it. Just because people who are nuts will do it.
You guys gave me a golden piece of. Also, I love the fact that actually apparently the DLC for
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild. Both DLCs are actually, like, really, really good.
I haven't downloaded the new DLC. I kind of want to, but I'm kind of not, like, worried about that right now Because right now I have school, and school sucks. But that's okay. I met new individuals who may hate me. I don't know. This has yet to be decided yet.
Give him a year. Just remember, I'm going into the hornet's nest.
You're going to McEwen?
Yep.
Is that considered the hornet's nest?
Oh, considering how often people from the how far people in universities actually lean left.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, can we end the show now? Because I got to take the dog for a walk and I'm tired. And
no, you're staying here late with us tonight.
No.
Bitch.
Oh.
But yeah, this is what, episode 179, 178?
Yeah, episode 180.
Are you double checking that right now?
175.
All right. Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I'm going to double check that because I feel like that's a bit off. But yes, thank you for joining us on the podcast. This is a bit me being a bit ranty tonight, but then again, I've been very quiet for the last couple times that we've had podcasts.
It's weird. I didn't expect him to be this ranty.
It's 175. Yep, because I wasn't here for last week unless you guys didn't do one.
We did one.
All right. Thank you for joining us. You can catch us every week on Podbean and YouTube and all the same places that we normally post it now.
Yep.
Same
bad time, same bad place.
Same bad time, same bad place. You can cut out that entire section, by the way, Jeff, about me like ranting about my cold.
I can.
Cut that out.
I'm probably
no. Please cut that.
Please
cut that
to.
out because I don't want to give a shit for that.
I will. Don't worry.
But yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
Yep. I'm gonna take the dog for a walk and then I'm gonna go to bed. Okay, I'm back. Do we want to sync this thing and then... Oh, you're a terrible person.
Uh,
I literally jumped on, started talking. You guys weren't there. Then I went and terrorized Anthony and Noah. I was like, hi, I'm going to go. And they're like, but you literally just hopped on. And I was like, so? Like, but you literally just hopped on. I'm like, I don't care. And then I called Anthony a dirty, awesome person, and he was like, "Wow, that's very mean."
Call him a dirty Sanchez.
Like, Anthony, you're such a dirty, awesome person. God.
You like that joke when racists tell jokes.
Funny because, like,
no,
don't say that. You're not allowed to say that.
You can say the A, just not the R.
That's why I said nigga, not nigger.
Exactly.
I don't lean into the R. I don't go grr for no reason.
You don't like PewDiePie?
Okay, and here's the thing though. Straight up, I still will defend PewDiePie for the most part because it was more just like a just full on snap reaction.
Yeah.
It was far more of like he fucked up. And that situation was made worse by Sean Vanneman.
I just like how in Mike's lexicon of words to say, that's not in there whatsoever. So whenever I get pissed off, I just don't say that word. So I'm perfectly fine.
Well, you're a good person.
I won't lie. Nigger and nigga is in my lexicon for when I get angry, but it's to the point where like I'm at a blind rage that it comes out.
I am at the point where I try not to say that word because I realize it hurts other people's feelings. But that's me. So I'm like, and I don't claim to be perfect, so.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is like I don't use it to be like, I'm gonna hurt you today. No, it's a moment of like complete and utter anger.
I have said that word while Anthony's around in the server. And I've said that word, and it's like I said that word while recording the show one time. I think this was before like you were on, and it just like got Adrian so upset, and I was just like, okay. Like I tried to avoid saying it, but like,
although there's one word I have a tendency of using at work.
fuck.
No
Shit.
cunt. Just like once in a while, it's just someone does something just like
I got
that
told
thing that's typically pisses me off. I go, you fucking cunt.
I got told something today at work. I got told I was unprofessional, and I was like, well, okay. Yeah, you're not wrong, but I'm also one of the best salesmen in the store. He's like, well, you're a terrible salesman. I'm like, nah, tell that to my PPPs. I outsell everyone. I also am like,
Frickin', you think they think you're terrible. Frickin', I actually got written up for something I've been doing for 3 fucking years.
what?
So,
Oh, you
over
got
at
written up
work-
for playing Switch games, didn't you?
No, it's actually just being on my cell phone in the fucking shack, trying to stay warm, which I've been doing for 3 fucking years.
And they write you up for that.
Like, it's weird because I've been doing this for so long, and now they get pissy about it. I think the only reason why they're pissy about it is because the only person who's in charge anymore was actually someone from who's inside the store. It's not really a person who's outside the store, like a fucking yard manager. So, and also it doesn't really help that doesn't really help that all their desks got moved around. So they're like, oh, the person who's in charge of the yard should be over here and that type of shit. But at the same time, it's like, over in the yard, we work differently than we do in the store. So yeah, I might be on my phone a lot, but I fucking get all the customers and shit. Like, I do my job. So them to still be super goddamn pissy about it, it's like, you know what? I might just leave during the summer, because fuck this. It's like, if your place is pretty lax, but like, Jesus, like now you're getting pissed off?
You will be hard to find a job that is as lax as your current one.
Oh, I know. I know.
Depends upon what kind of work he wants to do too.
Yeah.
Because if he's because if you're like, yeah, I work construction, it's like, yeah, if you can get away with your cell phone on site, it's pretty laxed.
Yeah. But Josh, like, I'm not trying to be mean when I sit there and say this, but like, man, sounds pretty lax.
It's super lax.
Okay, so shall we start the show?
We should sync and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Josh doesn't want to sync. Josh, we're syncing. I don't care.
Okay.
Okay. Sync in 3, 2, 1.